swearing does make you stronger. We used a hand gripper. You grip this little device, and the more you grip it, the more a little needle goes round. So we get like a sort of an objective measure of strength. And we had people on a kind of a static exercise bike, sort of measures how much power they're putting through the pedals. Anyway, both those tasks, people produce more power when they're repeating a swear word compared with a neutral word. That's the finding. And these studies suggest disinhibition as a mechanism. So that's what we've been running with the last few years, trying to evidence this. And the idea is swearing makes you a bit more disinhibited. When you're disinhibited, you don't hold back. You go for it a little bit more, push yourself a bit harder, put up with the pain a little bit longer, grip that thing a little bit tighter.
When you look at the strength benefits, like how much of a strength benefit are we talking about? Say somebody could bench 200 pounds, they can bench 250, or they can bench 202.
It's a single digit percent. It may be somewhere between 5 and 8%, I think, is the difference. But
so that's like 5 to 10 pounds, depending on how much you're doing. That could be a significant amount of.
I think in sports terms, that's quite a decent uplift, isn't it? Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you found that swearing is linked to strength increases in pain management. How does this work?
We started off looking at swearing and pain because from the everyday observation that quite often the first thing people do when they hurt themselves is say a swear word. It's okay, that's interesting. Why do they do that? And so we just ran very simple experiments where we used ice cold water, right? Which is put your hand in ice cold water. It's painful but not harmful. So ethically, we can research with that tool. People will keep their hands in the water longer repeating a swear word compared with repeating a neutral word. Okay, that's the finding. And then to explain that, there's a couple of explanations in the running for this. The first one is linked to that emotionality, and it's the idea that by swearing we deliberately stress ourselves out a little bit more, and we benefit from a natural form of pain relief that's linked with stress called stress-induced analgesia. But recently we've also been looking at more psychological explanations, and this is linked to disinhibition. So when we swear, when we're disinhibited, we swear. That's kind of one fairly obvious thing. But also when we swear, we become a little bit more disinhibited. And so by swearing, we deliberately kind of prime a disinhibited state, and then we benefit from that because we don't hold back, or we push ourselves a little bit more, and so we'll put up with pain for longer.
If you were going to use this strategically, how would you do it? Do you just say it once? Do you have to say it multiple times? Like, how does this kind of work?
That's a good question. So in our research, we do, in the strength stuff, we have people repeat the word for 10 seconds before, let's say, doing the grip task, or repeating the word for, I think it was a minute during the part of the cycling task where we measured power. Because it's going to wear off after a while, isn't it? And this is research that so much hasn't been done, but understanding the timelines of these things is we don't have a good understanding of that. How long, if you swear for 10 seconds, how long can you expect that to last for before it's worn off and you need to do it again? These are questions we don't really have answers to at the moment, but these are the things we've done that's successful are either swearing while you're doing a task for up to about 2 to 3 minutes, or swearing in preparation for a task for between 10 and 20 seconds.
Does it seem to matter the strength of the swear word itself? Like, does the F word get you more than saying the B word or the S word?
Yeah, so this is kind of where we are at the moment, actually, with the research. It's the last few years have opened up an avenue of research. I mean, I'll tell you the story. We got some sponsorship from Nurofen, and they wanted to run some research with us just for sort of fun, really. And they said, what do we make up swear words, right? If we make up swear words, will they have the same effect? I thought, well, probably not, but let's see. So they had a PR company make up a load of swear words, and we did this sort of exercise trying to choose between them. And then we ended up with Fouch and Twizpipe, okay? Fouch, because it had a sort of slightly emotional resonance, linking back to that emotional mechanism, and Twizpipe, just because it's funny, maybe distracting. Anyway, made up swear words, as you might have expected, had no effect in a pain study compared with fuck. Presumably, the more taboo the word, the stronger the effect should be. That's the hypothesis.